Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. In this video, we are going to cover the current affairs. For mobile optimized ebooks, please install GKToday Academy app, and there you can get the current affairs in quiz format as well as in the easy digest format. And this is how you can attempt this quiz. For regular updates, please join our Telegram channel. This is the name of Telegram channel, GKToday YouTube. You can search it by name or you can join it through this link. The link is given in the description box. Now, let's start the quiz. A strategic bridge over river Subhansiri was recently revamped and inaugurated. The question is, it is in which state or union territory? So, this bridge is in Arunachal Pradesh, and this bridge is over river Subhansiri. And recently, this bridge was inaugurated by the Arunachal Pradesh Chief Minister Pema Khandu through video conferencing. And the name of this bridge is Daporizo Bridge. Now, Arunachal Pradesh was also in news as recently Arunachal Pradesh launched first Hindi newspaper, and the name of this newspaper was Arun Bhumi. Arunachal Pradesh was also in news as recently it launched COVID Care app to combat COVID-19. Now, coming back to this bridge, so this bridge has been constructed by BRO. What is BRO? BRO is Border Road Organization, and BRO was founded in 1960 and it is under Ministry of Defense. Previously, it used to get funding from MORTH, but now BRO has been entirely brought under Ministry of Defense. What is MORTH? It is Ministry of Road Transport and Highways. Now, answer in comment box. Who is the chairperson of BRDB? What is BRDB? It is Border Roads Development Board. So, who is the chairperson of this board? Which state government has collaborated with healthcare startup MedCodes for delivering online medical services to the people? So, this is an initiative of Rajasthan government. So, Rajasthan has partnered with MedCodes to provide online medical services to the people. Now, Rajasthan was also in news as recently it launched Jan Suchna portal. Rajasthan was also in news as recently Rajasthan Police launched Rajkop Citizens app. Rajasthan was also in news because of Bhilwara model to fight COVID-19. Apart from this Bhilwara model, recently 5T model was also in news, and this is an initiative of Delhi government to fight against Corona. Delhi was also in news because of Operation Shield. This is also associated with fight against COVID-19. Recently, Operation Nakel was also in news. Answer in comment box. What was the objective of this Operation Nakel? Which Indian state has claimed to be the first in our country to be coronavirus free? So, it is Goa. As per the recent announcement by the Chief Minister of Goa, it is the first state in our country to be the coronavirus free. It is important to note that Manipur is the second state to be coronavirus free after Goa. Now, Goa was also in news as recently it became first state to use Ayurveda for the COVID-19 patients. And recently, Uttar Pradesh became the first state to start pool testing of COVID-19. Uttar Pradesh was also in news as recently it started geotagging community kitchens. Answer in comment box, what is geotagging? Now, coming back to Manipur, Manipur was also in news as recently it started food bank initiative to help poor people during this lockdown period. So, as per this initiative, food will be provided. Which Indian bureaucrat who is also the chairperson of PESB, that is Public Enterprises Selection Board, has been appointed as a secretary to the President of India? So, recently, Mr. Kapil Dev Tripathi has been appointed as the secretary to President, and ACC, that is Appointment Committee of Cabinet, approved this appointment. ACC is headed by Prime Minister. Now, if we talk about few other personalities which were in news recently, N. Kamakodi was reappointed as the MD and CEO of City Union Bank. Apart from him, recently David Lee was appointed as the CEO of Huawei India. The headquarters of Huawei is in China. In addition to him, recently UB Praveen Rao was appointed as the new chairperson of NESCOM, and Vineet Arora was recently appointed as MD and CEO of Paytm General Insurance. In a recent study by Autonomous Institute of DST, what is DST? It is Department of Science and Technology. So as per this Autonomous Institute of DST, the organ of which water species has been used to develop a catalyst in energy conversion devices? Right answer is fish. So the scientist at INST, that is Institute of Nanoscience and Technology in Mohali, recently discovered that gills of fish can be used to develop efficient electrocatalyst used in the energy conversion devices, and these devices can be more affordable and environment friendly. Now this INST is under DST. DST is Department of Science and Technology, and recently DST was in news because of Kavach initiative. What is Kavach? Kavach is Center for Augmenting War with COVID-19 Health Crisis. So this is an initiative of DST to support the startups who are involved in finding solution related to this COVID-19. And SIGN has been identified as the implementing agency for this Kavach. What is SIGN? SIGN is the Society for Innovation and Entrepreneurship. DST was also in news because of Satyam program. This program is under CSRI. CSRI is Cognitive Science Research Initiative. So as per the Satyam program, recently DST has invited proposals to study the role of yoga and meditation in fighting COVID-19. What is the full form of Satyam? Satyam stands for Science and Technology of Yoga and Meditation. DST was also in news because of Sathi initiative. Answer in comment box what is the objective of this initiative. RBI has directed all regulated entities to carry out periodical risk assessment exercise of money laundering and terror financing under which section of its master directions. So recently RBI directed periodic risk assessment exercise under its KYC directions. KYC stands for Know Your Customer. Now recently RBI was also in news because of TLTRO. Answer in comment box what is TLTRO. Now related to money laundering and terror financing, there is an organization, and the name of this organization is FATF, that is Financial Action Task Force. So FATF is an initiative of G7 and it was founded in 1989. Initially, it was founded to combat money laundering, but later, after 9/11 attack, the scope of this organization was expanded to counter terror financing also. The headquarters of FATF is in France. Recently, FATF was in news as Saudi Arabia became the full-fledged member of FATF, and it is the first Arab country to get the full membership of FATF. Saudi was also in news as it is the president of G20 this year. The next G20 summit is going to be in Italy, and India is going to host G20 summit in 2022. Saudi was also in news as the headquarters of OIC is in Saudi Arabia in Jeddah. Recently OIC, that is Organization of Islamic Cooperation, was in news as it issued a statement urging India to take steps to protect Muslim community. What is the limit within which the borrowings made under WMA, that is Ways and Means Advances of RBI, to be repaid by the state government? So the time limit is 3 months. See, Ways and Means Advances is a mechanism by which state government receive short-term funding from RBI. So this is for short term. So state governments can borrow this from RBI and state will have to repay this money within 3 months. So the funds are to be used for balancing the temporary mismatches, and usually they are granted at repo rate. That means states will have to pay the interest, and the interest rate is usually going to be the repo rate. Now recently this WMA was in news as RBI notified that it has decided to revise the RBI decided to revise the WMA norms for the period of April 2020 to September 2020 to 2 lakh crores. The previous limit was 1.2 lakh crores. As per recent statement of Chinese embassy in India, the modifications in FDI policy is against the rules of which international organization? So let me first provide you the context of this event. Recently, India amended its FDI policy, and as per the new amendment, all the countries which share land boundary with India can invest in India only under government route. Now what is this government route? See, FDI in India can be invested through two routes. One is government route, another one is automatic route. So as per government route, before the investment, you need to take permission from Government of India. While in case of automatic route, there is no such prior permission. That means the investor do not need any prior permission. Previously, only investment from Bangladesh and Pakistan needed prior permission from government. Now, recently India changed its FDI norms, and as per the new norms, investment from all the countries which share land border boundary with us need prior permission of Government of India, and this is where China is not happy, and China said that this is a violation of WTO norms, that is World Trade Organization norms. So this was the context of news. However, it was already clarified that there was no such violation of rules, and India changed this FDI policy so that opportunistic takeovers of companies in this crisis situation of COVID-19 can be prevented, specifically from China. Now, coming back to this WTO, in the context of WTO, there is a term MFN, that is Most Favored Nation. Answer in comment box, what is this Most Favored Nation concept? Finance Minister of India attended the annual meeting of Board of Governors of which global financial institution, which also granted an emergency assistance of $1 billion to India. So the organization is NDB, that is New Development Bank. So recently, Nirmala Sitharaman participated in the annual meeting of Board of Governors of New Development Bank, and this New Development Bank granted emergency financial assistance of $5 billion to BRICS countries. BRICS countries are Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. And out of these $5 billion assistance, $1 billion was provided to India for fighting coronavirus pandemic. Now, if we talk about New Development Bank, this bank was formerly known as BRICS Development Bank. It is a bank established by the BRICS countries, and the key point about this bank is voting power. So all the members will have equal voting power. This is not the case in World Bank. Now the headquarters of New Development Bank is in Shanghai in China, and the first regional office of New Development Bank is in South Africa. The president of South Africa is Cyril Ramaphosa, and recently South Africa became the chair of African Union. The most recent summit of African Union held in Ethiopia in Addis Ababa. Every year, 21st of April is celebrated as Civil Services Day to commemorate the address of which Indian leader made among the probationers of Administrative Services Officers in 1947. So this is to commemorate the address of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. The Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel was the first Home Minister of India, and he addressed the probationers of Administrative Service Officers, and he described the civil servants as steel frame of India. And to commemorate this occasion, 21st of April is celebrated as Civil Services Day in our country. If we talk about few other important days, 17th of April is World Hemophilia Day, while 18th of April is celebrated as World Heritage Day, and 19th of April is celebrated as World Liver Day. On the other hand, 22nd of April is celebrated as Earth Day, and the theme of this year's Earth Day was climate action, and this year it is the 50th anniversary of Earth Day. The surplus rice in FCI, that is Food Corporation of India, is to be converted in ethanol for manufacturing hand sanitizers, and The question is, this is to be done as per which policy? So, as per National Policy on Biofuels, the surplus rice in FCI will be converted into ethanol for manufacturing hand sanitizers. This was decided after the meeting of NBCC. What is NBCC? It is National Biofuel Coordination Committee. Answer in comment box who was the chairperson of this committee. The committee also approved the use of ethanol for EBP program. What is EBP? It is ethanol blended petrol program. That means ethanol will be blended with petrol. Now, what exactly is biofuel? So biofuel is any fuel that is derived from biomass. And since it is derived from biomass, therefore it can be replenished easily as compared to conventional sources such as petroleum, coal or natural gas. So in the context of biofuel, there is a national policy on biofuels and this was released in 2018. So as per this policy, the government have a target of 20% blending of ethanol in petrol and 5% blending of biodiesel in diesel by 2030. So these are the two key targets of national policy on biofuels, and Rajasthan is the first state in our country to implement the national policy on biofuels. Rajasthan was also in news as it is the first state in our country to start rapid testing for COVID-19. However, recently this was stopped temporarily. Why so? Because as per the reports, these rapid tests provided misleading and inaccurate results, and therefore ICMR, that is Indian Council of Medical Research, advised all the state governments to stop using this antibody test for COVID-19 until the functioning of kits is checked. The United Nations designated 21st of April as which day to raise awareness about the role of creativity and innovation. So it is World Creativity and Innovation Day. It is celebrated on 21st of April. CM COVID-19 Yodha Kalyan Yojana is a welfare scheme of which state government? So it is a scheme of Madhya Pradesh government. And as per this scheme, Anganwadi workers and assistants of state will be provided a special health insurance cover of rupee 50 lakhs. Previously, the central government announced rupee 50 lakh insurance cover per person for the frontline healthcare workers who are involved in the fight against this coronavirus. Now, if we talk about few other initiatives by the various state governments, recently Kerala started Tiranga initiative. What is Tiranga? It is Total India Remote Analysis Nirogya Abhiyan. So this initiative is for the rapid screening of COVID-19 symptoms. On the other hand, recently Himachal Pradesh started E-Sanjeevani OPD. This one is to provide online healthcare facilities to the people in this period of lockdown. On the other hand, recently Pune in Maharashtra developed a mobile application Sanyam. Sanyam is a Hindi word for patience. So the Pune Municipal Corporation developed this application to effectively track the home quarantine citizens and to ensure that they stay inside home. Apart from that, recently Chhattisgarh government launched CG Heart. What is Heart? Heart is local market. So the CG Heart website was launched for home delivery of essential items. Apart from that, recently Jharkhand hospitals started using cobot robotics to serve COVID-19 patients. The Union Health Minister has launched an interactive platform called COVID India Seva in which social media handle. So this service was launched on Twitter, and this platform has been launched to provide real-time solutions to the questions related to COVID-19, and the expert team will answer the questions of public related to this disease. Now, if we talk about Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, recently Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan launched Contact. It is a COVID-19 telecommunication center, and the objective of this platform is to connect doctors in our country with AIIMS. AIIMS stands for All India Institute of Medical Sciences. Apart from that, recently Government of India launched a database of healthcare workers and professionals. Name of this database is COVID Warriors. So these were the important questions of today's quiz. Thank you, and that's all for the day.